Galamera, Galamera, Galamera. Good morning, good morning, good morning. As you can see, we are live, and it's a beautiful day. All right, the sun is shining. There's been a lot going on early this morning. That's why I'm a little bit late in bringing you the news. And there's not too much news today because what I have got to broadcast is quite intense, actually. And I'll come to that in just a tick. But anyway, for those people who love to look at the weather and just see lovely, well, it's a lovely day today, actually. We had a nice dry night last night. It is a bit cold at night, I've got to be quite honest. But other than that, it's looking lovely. We've just been looking at down the back to Amber Lockerbie and also Kerry. I've been up early as well, cleaning down the veranda because the chickens have been really naughty this morning and pooed everywhere. So I've had to wash down the veranda. But the sun is out, which is the best thing. Can't believe it's December, can you? Eh? And it is actually warm. Stand in the sun. It's warm, not cold at all, not a crisp morning like you would get in the UK, but just a lovely day. All right, now let's get down to the news. As I said, things been going on, and I've cut the news right down this morning because I basically want to not drone on too much, all right, and get to the point as well. So I'm going to quickly switch screens round so you can see my dulcet face. And guess what? Here we go. And guess what? The laptop's gone to sleep. And so I've got to... there we go. Oh, yeah, just a quick one for you. Sorry about yesterday doing a broadcast from here yesterday afternoon. I had some real bad technical issues. Just couldn't get the stream to work. Then I got locked out. Then I got locked out of another account. I had to put my password back in about 5 times. It was just all a bit odd. And then the computer then decided that it wanted to do some form of update. That obviously took an age. And in the end, it just wasn't running correctly. So anyway, sat most of the night fiddling with it. And it wasn't till quite late last night I managed to actually get it to actually work. So I'll be broadcasting again today, 4 o'clock your time in the UK, which is 6 o'clock my time here in the UK. And again, any requests, dedications, pop them down below and I'll put them in the next show. Right now, the date today, obviously, 19th of December, Saturday, 2020. Day 42 of the lockdown. Now, COVID in the last 24 hours, and this is the thing I was saying this morning at the moment about figures. Now, the figures I'm going to give you now, which are the official figures published, are incorrect, all right? As addition, the regional cases, they all don't tally up. Anyway, I'm going to give you the figures as I've got them at the moment, but I actually think that these figures are wrong, all right? And hopefully after today at some point I'll be able to find out what the actual true state is. But these were the figures given last night by the Greek government as to the COVID cases at the moment. Now, they said last night there was 916 new infections that were recorded yesterday. The total infection date at the moment is 129,584, of which 52% are male. Now, there's been 8 new cases detected on the border checks, which was exactly the same figure that was detected the day before, with 2 further cases confirmed in visitors who had volunteered and gone for a check and obviously had tested positive. Again, remember, if you test positive, doesn't necessarily mean you are ill with the virus and you're not necessarily a threat to anybody around you. So people tend to forget that, all right? And also false positives are another big issue at the moment, which again, not a lot's been spoken about them just lately. Anyway, we have had another incident of COVID here on Zakynthos yesterday afternoon. A 39-year-old woman was found to be positive. She'd gone for a checkup at the hospital because she wasn't feeling well. And the woman was also closely was an employee where the 40-year-old bank employee had also tested positive for coronavirus a while ago. She obviously was somebody that was in contact with him. So anyway, the woman, even though she had mild symptoms, she was sent back home to self-quarantine for 2 weeks, and obviously will be tested again after that to see that if she is clear. But then again, if you test again after you've had it, won't you test positive again? Interesting conundrum. All right. Anyway, as the death toll rates at the moment, 96 new deaths, raising the overall death toll in Greece to 4,044. The average age of those people that have been passing away is 79 years of age, and 96.6% of those people actually have underlying other secondary diseases or illnesses or are over the age of 70. So once again, our condolences to those families who've lost members this close to Christmas. All right. Anyway, as for critical cases, at the moment, there's 527 people that are in isolation in ICUs. That's 367 male and 160 female. The average age of people in critical care at the moment is 67 years of age, and 77% of them have underlying health issues and are over the age of 70 years of age as well. Now, also news this morning, after yesterday's announcement of hard lockdowns being imposed in 3 Western Attica regions, a member of the Health Ministry's Committee of Experts stated that similar measures could not be ruled out for more areas in Greece. So what we're saying, every minute things are starting to change, or say every few hours things are starting to change. Are we going to see people being allowed the little bits of freedom over Christmas or not? We'll wait and see, because we might all get shut down into a lockdown, which could be as strict as what Italy has now gone in. This was like breaking news this morning. Italy is the latest country to order a hard lockdown over Christmas and New Year, with non-essential shops, restaurants, bars closed, and the public only allowed to travel for work, health and emergency reasons. Anyway, and also as well, the Italians have now said only 2 guests will be allowed to visit during the lockdown, with a curfew from 10 o'clock until 5 o'clock. Right, we've near enough got all of that except for the 2 guests, all right? Again, fingers crossed they're not going to impose that here, especially on an island like Zakynthos, which again I say is a closed society. Yes, we've got a couple of cases here on the island, nothing major. And it has been proved lockdowns do not work. If anything, things get worse with a lockdown. But we'll wait and see what tack the Greek government is going to basically sail as the week progresses. But at the moment, we're still allowed 9 people in a house, and it is 9 people from 2 household units, all right? So you can have friends or neighbours over from a second area to where you live, your house, maybe upstairs neighbours or somebody from up the road. But other than that, you're not allowed more than 9 people from those 2 units of households, rather than using the word family, all right? But we'll wait and see what happens. Now, my main big story today is concerning the Zakynthos General Hospital. Local media last night published a release by the Zakynthos General Hospital, who had an extraordinary General Assembly meeting on Tuesday to voice the serious developments concerning the staffing and the technical issues surrounding the operation of the hospital. Now, the doctors discussed the very serious problem of the lack of doctors in almost all departments of the hospital, also the developments to care around the vaccine and the relative readiness of the public healthcare system here on the island to respond to what is going to be seen as a very extensive program of vaccinations. Now, the paper says that there is a serious understaffing of the hospital. Doctors in both surgical and pathological departments are obviously light on numbers, and this is due to basically the departure of doctors going into retirement, where they've lost more than 15 staff over the recent years. And also, they are still suffering the hangover of the financial crisis 2008, 2009, where budgets were seriously cut in healthcare, and basically no one was re-employed into those positions when the budget cuts were made, of which the budget cuts the hospital very successfully implemented, as well as they were ordered to do by the local regional authority. Anyway, they also said that there's also a problem with an absence of interested doctors in filling these positions that have been left vacant as well, which has led to a tragic deterioration in the level of service delivered, with doctors having described their current service as mainly patched due to the significant reduction of hospital functions during the pandemic crisis. Now, I remember going down to the OED office, the ECA office, and seeing adverts on the walls in the local employment here looking for doctors for the UK. The British NHS was recruiting doctors from Greece to go and work across in the UK. I mean, look at the wages for a doctor here in Greece, especially working in the public sector. It's not a very good wage at all, and that's why a lot of doctors mainly go into private practice here. But that's by the way. But anyway, the doctors further said in their address, because of the shortage of surgeons, this is leading to a systematic overtime for general surgeons who are called upon regularly to exceed their monthly roster. In addition, surgeons complained that in recent months they were experiencing a systematic devaluation of their entire surgical sector. The negative attitude from the management, they say, especially towards the director of surgery, with frequent interventions, threats and appeals, and ignoring both the overtime to which all three surgeons have been submitted to, is not helping with the morale of the doctors. Anyway, they also said that the unjustified postponement by the administration for the appointment of a responsible director in surgery is also another major factor, along with bringing in doctors from private practice to attempt to fill gaps with private employed contracts, is something that the full-time doctors are not happy about. In the words of the doctors, we are talking about permanent doctors in stable working and insurance conditions. And what they're saying is that a lot of these doctors who are coming in from the private sector to fill gaps, they're obviously probably being paid a lot more than the guys who are already in the hospital as an employee of the hospital. And that is something that we've seen quite common across in the UK, in all sectors of employment, where agency workers are technically on more money than the full-time employee, but they obviously work on the understanding it's 0 hours employment and they only work when required. But anyway, the doctors are not happy that basically they're undervalued. They're not getting a good amount of pay. And I think, if I do talk off my head, a doctor here is only on just over €1,000 a month. For when you think of all the years of training that they go through, and you can understand why a lot of doctors moved across to Europe, to other locations where obviously they can earn more money. So what the doctors are saying is that they need a complete pay restructure and also better working conditions as well. Anyway, even the endoscopic department also complained in the release that they've been suffering unjustified postponements of repair to their equipment, which obviously they want it to happen faster, and it's not happening. Finally, they said, taking into the account and the serious pandemics whose waves, outbreaks and duration no one can know, that's all very Greek, that sort of wording, along with the ongoing needs of the local population and the visitors to our island, and they're talking about the tourism here as well, we believe that the hospital cannot continue as it is today, weakened without permanent medical and nursing staff and unable to respond. the situation would lead to a dead end if only a few doctors or nurses out of the few that remain were quarantined. So what they're saying is that any doctors who do succumb to the virus, it has a knock-on effect in the care for the rest of the people in the hospital, and the fact that once they get quarantined, that's somebody that is not there to fill a responsibility to obviously keep everything turning and burning. And not only that, don't forget, it's not just all about COVID, it's about other operations being done, orthopedic surgery, other general surgery that has to be done as well as people in the ICUs that are on intensive care treatment as well. Anyway, the doctors now, in the summing up of the article, the doctors are asking the Greek Health Authority and the Regional Health Authority, that the Zakynthos management and the Zakynthos Hospital management, that they need at least 9 positions of specialised doctors to be re-announced, i.e. put a job application out, and for those positions to be refilled, with an additional announcement that they need at least 15 more other positions in nursing and healthcare. So basically, they're looking at the moment 27 vacant positions in the hospital that need to be actually filled. Now, if you want more detail on that, because all I've given you there is just a potted general outline, you can read the actual release. If you go to hermesnews.gr, run it through the old Google Translate, and obviously that will give you a gist and idea of what is the doctors are asking for. And you'll also see the incredible pressures that the doctors are under at the hospital. So if you do go there for some form of treatment or some emergency, just bear with them. They are very good at what they do at the hospital. A lot of people said the hospital is very, very good considering the pressures that it's under. It still does deliver a good service, but it's doing it under very extreme circumstances where things could be made a lot easier for them if the money was given to them and people wanted to work there. And this is the problem at the moment. The doctors are thinking, for all the years of training that they do and all the experience that they have, that they're very undervalued. They're not getting a fair shake, which is what everybody's asking for, a fair shake. And of course, if they've got your life in their hands, you want to make sure the guy that's doing that operation is a happy man. He's obviously able to pay his bills, get his kids through school, and obviously have a quality of life where he is not being overworked and basically is not being supported, shall we say, by management to make sure that all he has to concentrate on is doing your operation and getting you well. So anyway, that's my news for today. All right. Let's do a quick hello to people who are looking online. Nice to see Sean Gibbons tuning in. Sean, as far as I'm aware, still over in Gibraltar. So I don't know how things are over there, getting very close to Brexit, the no deal. And I know Gibraltar is going to be at the forefront of that, but it's nice to have you tuning in. Also, Sue Erkton is also tuning in as well. Nice to see you here as well, Sue. Andy Reid is tuning in, ex-Raf Reg buddy. Lovely to see you. I hope you're good, mate. Also as well, Andy Johnson, another Raf Reg buddy. Nice to see you here, fella. Jerry Coyle, another Raf Reg buddy. Nice to see you here. Brian Wenlock, a civilian. Nice to see you here, Brian. Good to see you. Paul Green is here as well from up in Sillaby. Nice to have you tuning in as well. Give you a wave back. Jerry Coyle says, dinner sounds good. Do you know what? I'm not sure if they eat cockerel. That's a question. Have you ever had cockerel? I've had chicken. Oh, yeah, I love a bit of chicken, but I haven't had cockerel. But anyway... Shane O'Donnell is also watching as well. Nice to have you. I think you're doing well, fella. John Spooner is also watching as well. Jeannie Nick Furlongley, is that how you say that, Jeannie Nick? Nice to have you tuning in as well. John Spooner says, morning, Ginge. Thank you, John. Pete Baldwin is watching as well. He's doing well. Rena Pete Dillon, she's also watching as well with husband Pete. Nice to have you there. Julie Meldrum is also tuning in. Sid James, how you doing, Sid? Nice to see you. Trevor Douglas Howie, he says, we've been very lucky where I live. We have not had a single case of COVID and we've had no restrictions. Hope you are keeping well. Well, Trevor Douglas Howie is actually in Australia. Now, I do know, I'm not sure which part of Australia he's in, but I know Victoria, some of the things happening in Victoria, absolute craziness, especially with the police arresting people suspected of the virus. The lockdown that they've had there has been rather frightening. But on the other hand, their figures, to be honest, have been way, 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 way low than most of other places. That's the thing with Australia. They're so far away from everywhere. They don't seem to get things. Like, even their animals are different. They're that far away from everyone. So again, thanks for that, Howie. Nice to see that you're keeping well. And I love the pictures. This man is certainly living the Mad Max lifestyle out there in the outback, that's for sure. But anyway, nice to have you tuning in. And he's also one of my ex-bosses from the RAF Reg as well. Shane Bowen is saying, Gallimera Ginge, wishing you all a wonderful and safe weekend. I'm out on Exmare for a few days shooting. Good health to you all. Yes, I saw the pictures yesterday. He said he was out shooting peasants or pheasants. He's not quite sure, and drinking port as well. And they put him in charge of it. He's doing beating, you know, where they beat the pheasants to fly off, ready for a bit of Christmas peasant and farmer. What are you saying, Jen? Shut up. Okay. Julian Allen is also watching. Connor Mullen is also tuning in as well. Mark Pomfrey is also tuning in. RAF Reg, buddy, nice to see you. Rainer Pete Dillon says, morning, Ginge. Morning. Right, okay, right. That's it from me for today. A few things on. Got to get some pictures up on the wall, that's for sure. Just to let you know, I'm doing a show today. I do apologise for yesterday. I think all the issues I had with getting online and codes and all the other bullshit that was going on, it is sorted. So I shall be doing a show tonight, going out at 4 o'clock your time, 6 o'clock my time. So you can enjoy that. It will come up on stream. Watch it either on Facebook for as long as you can before it gets took down, and then either switch to Twitch or to Mixcloud. Still see the pictures, still hear the music, and also don't forget I will put it up as a download as well, where you can download it with the music, with the video, and you can see the whole of the production. But on Mixcloud it will stay up as audio only. And the show from the other day, show number 19, that charted as well in the reggae chart, and it's still going up the reggae chart at the moment, which is absolutely amazing. So I was downloading a whole load of new reggae actually the other day, and I've got some banging tunes for you there. But anyway, I better go. I'm dribbling on. I will catch you later. You take care. And to all those people in the hospital, we're right behind you. We know how difficult your job is, what a difficult situation you have at the moment. And you deserve, if anybody, a bloody pay rise in the new year. We'll see what the budget goes on. Too busy spending money on fighter jets by the looks of it. But anyway, we'll see what happens. Anyway, catch you later. Ta-ra.